But this is just a story about mice. It's called The Tale of Two Mice. How often in the winter I have a temporary pet mouse. When the cats play with their food too long, I take it away. I put the little critter in a clear plastic container to assess damage. I give them a dropper of syrup against shock and drape them with a tissue before I put them in a warm place to either expire quietly or revive. Most of them expire. Some, however, thrive. Hunca-Munca Mouse took refuge from the cat in my plate cupboard, so when I caught her and looked more closely, I found her fairly unscathed. I put her in a terrarium with a tea box house and several inches of dirt planted with a few non-toxic yard weeds. This creates a kind of semi-self-sustaining ecosystem that negates the necessity of cleaning. I put in a conch shell for interest, and soon Hunca-Munca had arranged the terrarium. Sorry, I'm reading off my phone, which is very difficult. Had arranged the terrarium with tunnels and storehouses and escape holes in every corner. Mice are fascinating and fastidious and adaptable, and like humans, endlessly interesting to watch. I was about to release Hunca-Munca this spring when Harriet came on the scene. Our young tomcat alerted us to her presence with a leaping yowl of pain. Apparently, Harriet had bit him soundly. Another lesson in why not to play with your food. But instinctively, Harriet refrained from biting my daughter when she cradled the little creature up in her hands. Through a clear plastic container, we could see this mouse was pretty beat up. Nonetheless, she aggressively drank a dropper of syrup and scrabbled under the tissue, albeit all on one side. With no expectation, I threw in a few whole sunflower seeds, just in case. Next morning, expecting a corpse, I was a little horrified to see that although the tissue was soaked with urine and blood, Harriet Mouse was still alive. We called her Zombie Mouse the first 24 hours. Her back legs scrabbled hopelessly. She was unable to remain upright and lay twitching feebly. One front paw was, whoa, and here I am again. One front paw was missing most its toes, and yet she had still managed to crack and eat all the sunflower seed. Did I mention mice are amazingly adaptable? She continued to drink droppers of syrup and water, and I found some hulled seed to make life easier. I kept her in an open-air box in a cat-secure room, and every morning went in prepared for the worst. But although she couldn't get her legs under her, she ate and drank, and most important, left little chocolate sprinkles everywhere. At one point, I made the mistake of leaving a dab of peanut butter in the box, and the next time I checked, she looked like she'd had a bad hair gel experience. I was debating the pros and cons of putting her in with Hunca-Munca when one night, with only 2 working limbs, Harriet climbed out of her box and scrabbled into a corner. It took me half an hour next morning to find her. That decided it. Into the wire-covered terrarium she went. Scrabbling madly on her side, she disappeared into Hunca-Munca's well-ordered tea box house. We didn't see her again for a week. But Hunca-Munca spent 2 days in obvious agitation over this home invasion. Sitting on her conch shell, she glared at us. She refused to go into her well-gnawed and sculpted house. Then she did, and we saw neither mouse for 2 days.